and Toga, SRS runway, auto thrust is blue. 80 knots, thrust set. 5500. Pre-warp. Rotate.
Well, hello. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a hot minute since we've been able to go live, so welcome in. Glad to have everybody here. Is this the first stream of the new year? I can't remember. We streamed before, right? Didn't we stream before New Year's? Or after New Year's? I don't remember. All I know is it would be ironic because the first stream of 2024 was in the fly-by-wire A320neo. So this might be the second stream, but nevertheless, we're back live. Good to see y'all here. Hope you are ready for a last-minute little, just a chill flight this evening. Chill flight from Portland down to San Jose, and I just got off a 2-day trip, which was backed up to a 3-day trip. So really, I just got done with 5 days of flying, and I'm pretty much wiped out. But I don't know. I had the itch, like, well, I'm going to be snowed in tomorrow most likely. Let's go live one time before I probably have to go hide in the house during the snowstorm, because I'm from Texas and we don't do snow. So, but it should be a fun one. Looks like we got some company down there. Looks like a Spiritual Wangs and a 320neo also as well. Absolutely awesome. Good to see. Love to see that. Tyson, good to see, man. Johan Jacobs, Mr. Saturday in the house. What's up, man? McAllen is here. Good to see you. Oscar's in the house. AFO True Blue. What's up, man? Good to see you. Holden Dalton, Chris Twigger, Fud Life, Chandler Trammell, Brad Ward, Jeremy Harvey in the house. What's up, Jeremy? How you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful, Wednesday afternoon. Let's see, who else we got here? Dylan R, Zachary J, Nick Bowman, True Blue Lou, dropping in a $20 super chat to get us started. True Blue, thank you so much, man, for a massive $20 super chat. I missed that first stream, so here's my official Happy New Year's to you. Miss V1 and the little ones. Thanks, Captain. Hey, True Blue, thank you so much for that $20 super chat, man. Very, very kind of you. Appreciate that. Yes, that's very, very kind, man. Happy New Year's to you. Hope you had a wonderful New Year holiday season as we are off into 2025 now. All right, what a time to be a simmer, y'all. Simming in 2025, I think, is going to be a little bit extra juicy. I don't know. I just got good feelings about this year. I think it's going to be pretty good. So, who's ready? Gus is in the house. What's up, man? Just remember about your car's extended warranty. Oh my gosh. What's up, man? Good to see you. AC, good to see you, dude. Direct Enter also as well. All right, y'all. Here we are. The fly-by-wire A32NX. We got her up and running in 2024. I installed it. It didn't show up. I restarted the sim and it showed up just fine. So all I did on the fly-by-wire installer is I just reset the install path to make it to my 2024 community folder, and apparently it works just fine. So, well, knock on wood, we're going to make sure it works just fine, right? So alerts are off. What did I miss? Ali Sammy, I sure did. What's up, man?
Bank angle. Bank angle check. Bank angle.
Had a busy month, but I managed to pass my sepia check ride and instrument written test.
Very
I remember
cool.
when I started watching, I didn't even have my PPA. Thanks for being such a huge inspiration. Heart.
Ali Sammy, thank you so much, man, for the $6 bank angle check, man. Appreciate you. That is exciting stuff, man. Got the CPL check ride, instrument written test is done. Well, good deal, man. Good deal. You're well on your way. Keep us updated with your progress. That's very cool, man. You're going to be flying airliners before you know it, man. So enjoy the ride all the way up, right? I sent you to check out 320 Green Dot. Ooh, yes, Jeremy, I will. I think I actually saw that one. I have to remember. I don't remember which one it is. I was flying all day yesterday. I'm wiped out. East Coast, West Coast, min rest every single night, it seemed like. Weather, no weather, high winds, 50-mile-an-hour winds, 40-mile-an-hour winds, snow, icing, turbulence, wind shear. I've had it all in the last 5 days. I feel like I just got off a 20-day trip flying cargo or something. But so I'm excited to just sit back and chill. Now, here's the one thing we got to keep in mind. So we're sitting in Portlandia, and we have the sim time set, so we land into San Jose. As long as we depart at 1600 sim time at 3 p.m. sim time, we'll be landing in San Jose right about the same time I landed, and it just was like a beautiful approach. The sun was perfect. The clouds were perfect. So I'm hoping we get that same kind of lighting situation in this sim tonight as we fly down. So that's why my sim time is off just a little bit. So let's go ahead and fire this thing up, right? And let's go ahead and get the fly-by-wire up and running. Still getting a little bit of that stutter between camera views on the ground. Fly-by-wire eating up all my VRAM, probably. No surprise there. Bro should have flown to Klebu. Where's that? What's up, Zippy? Good to see you, man. Portable Gamer, how about getting drinks cart before going for we taxi? I won't tell the FAA. We'll get it fired up for you right now, my man. We'll get it fired up for you right now. So let's make sure the sim sounds are up. They should be. So let's go ahead and get battery 1, battery 2. And we will go external power. Gosh, I love the sounds, man. Boris Audio Works, again, on the fly-by-wire sound set. So crisp, so good. Big 30 Monkey, what's up? Launching from Charleston, the C-17 side. Ooh, nice, man. Well, welcome on board. Glad to have you here. Am I running DLS or TAA? I don't even know, a Tipsy Penguin. Everyone tells me I'm running TAA. Everyone tells me I'm running TAA with frame gen on, which I think that's what I am running. Keep in mind, if you alter the sim from real time, you're using historical weather. Yep, thrust set, that's what I got. I got it set back to yesterday. So hopefully the weather will be similar to yesterday-ish, I think. Or actually, well, I don't know. What happens if you run the sim time forward thrust set? Is it future weather? Because I know it had it with the, I know it had that, you know, in career mode. It had it stuck in historical weather, which really sucked. This is not a cockpit texture mod, man. This is straight up fly-by-wire texture post a lot of updates. So a lot of the ghosting you see in the push buttons, that is from my frame gen. I think that's just part of the deal with the fly-by-wire. It's unfortunate, but we'll get along with it. We'll go to auto position 1 to get those on. Man, I just like the clicky sound. Tick, 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 tick. I love it. Let's do a fire test, make some noise. Fire test 2. APU fire. One thing I didn't test is CVR. Let's go back here. Beautiful. That's off on the emergency exit lights. We came up with a fire. That looks good. PA push button would be out and on. We'll come down here. We'll hit the status recall. Status normal. That checks out. Let's hit a magic barrel ref while we're sitting here. 3045. Take a look at that pressure. Jeez. No future weather. Historical weather back 24 hours. Okay, I got you. All right. So what we're going to do is, since we don't have... we do not have GSX. We're going to do it the old school way here. So we'll come down over here. We will go import sim brief data, which we do have. So I'm going to do real time. How do I start it? Begin boarding. Okay, we'll do real time begin boarding. Excellent. Fuel. Download from sim brief. It's going to take 4 minutes. We'll start that. They're refueling. Wonderful. Payload. It's doing that thing. All right, excellent. We'll just keep an eye on that. That looks good. Route today, college dude, is Portland to San Jose. Portland to San Jose. All right, that's us. AOC flight plan uplink, Frontier 357.
Greetings, Captain.
Kelly Simmer.
Glad you're not
glad
flying
you're
here IRL yesterday or today. A true nightmare right now here in LA. Quite surreal, but your stream is a nice distraction, so thank you.
Callie Simmer, I was just thinking about you on my walk back from the Starbucks with my my tea. I appreciate you. $10 bank angle check. I'm hoping you're staying safe out there. Hopefully those fires aren't too close to you. But yes, all of California, well, not all of California, but well, yeah, pray for all of California because they're definitely going through some serious fire situations. Mike P, he's a firefighter out there in the LA area as well. So if you see him, just make sure he's doing all right as well. Hopefully he'll stop by the stream or the Discord somewhere. I tagged him. I haven't heard anything back yet, but Callie Simmer, thank you so much for that $10 bank angle check. Stay safe out there, all right? Keep us updated, and just stay safe. Don't take any chances. If you need to get out, I'm sure you will. You've already experienced this traumatic event in Hawaii, right? So, man, crazy times. But thanks again, Callie Simmer. I appreciate that $10 bank angle check. All right, here is our flight, a Sacramento alternate Frontier 357 cost index of 10. We're going to go 88 on that one. That looks good. Ground temp off DCAM is 9 degrees. They're blasting off 10s, I believe. We do have a PDC here, so let's go ahead. Portland departures, 10 left, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I haven't done? Let's go ahead and open up this sucker here. Let's go settings, medium, more apps, Navigraph, VRAM destroy. We'll load this up here. And then we're going to go settings of Navigraph size. We'll upsize you about 140. That's a little too much. We'll do 120 on the size. And then we will go back here. SimBrief OFP, unload, import. That's the one I want. You can put cost index 999 on the CI. It's in ops and stays 10 no matter what. All right. Well, we'll just go selected speed then, shall we? All right, 10 left. That's our route right there. That looks good. Let's take a look at the taxi chart. It is 10 left for departure, I think. Yeah, 10 left. We're over here on the D gate, so we'll be 10 left for departure. And our SID, we are filed as filed, right? Yes. So we're doing the Mines 5 to High School. So we'll put 10 left in the box. Mines 5. High school. Let me get rid of this. This is throwing me off. What is going on here? Is it just my... Why does it look like the arrows are off? Huh. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't look quite lined up. Throwing me off. Insert. RNAV Zulu 30 left. So per the NOTAMs, 30 left is closed. Ask me how I know. So we're going to plan the RNAV 30 right. RNAV 30 right, a Yankee into San Jose. RNAV 30 right, Yankee. And we're coming down the Bricks. Yeah, Bricks 4 from Chubley. Bricks 4 from Clyde. And Chubley transition. We'll insert that. Wonderful. Flight plan is in the box. Joe Plains, Mr. Chicago, good to see you, my man. Woo, promotion, here's to many more years. Joe Plains, man, 24 years. Good to see you, man. 24 years, 24 months, geez, you can tell I've been breathing a lot of APU and Jet A fumes over the last week, so I gotta That's why I'm looking forward to just getting up and cruise and chilling. 3-0 right, no secondary, but good to see you, man. Here's to the next 24. You stay warm out there in that ice box. All right, Portland, we'll put that in the primary for right now. That's fine. Perf data. I'm trying to refresh my memory how we do this here on the fly-by-wire. Looks like fueling is done. We got 11.2 in the tanks. We look up top. It is balanced. Let's go ahead and turn on our fuel tank pumps. Since fueling's complete with that on, we'll get the seatbelt sign on. We'll put 11.2 in the block fuel right here. Boom. Now we'll wait for our final numbers before we finish off the perf data. Adam Chino, welcome to Private Pilot, sir. Glad to have you on board, man. Welcome back. Zach Lewine also in the house. 20 months of support. How you doing, my man? First stream I've joined in a bit. Good to be back. It's always a pleasure to see familiar faces make their way back. I know we all have our personal lives. A lot of things get in the way. So, but it's always nice to see familiar faces come back. Welcome back, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope the job is all right. Staying busy. Blackbird Controls in the house. Blackbird Controls, good to see you, my friend. Hope you had a wonderful holiday season. I hope you had some 777 sales with your Blackbird Controls Honeycomb Bravo mod. And he says he's got some more stuff coming out imminently. I am very curious, Blackbird Controls. Make sure you keep us updated. I'm sure you will, my man. Good to see you. Jeremy Harvey says, can you fly an RNAV as an FLS? Haha, Jeremy, we'll talk all about that. Ask me when we get to cruise, okay? So I got... because I just did an FLS, I did an SLS, and I did a regular LNAV VNAV approach on the last 3 days. So ask me again when we get to cruise, Jeremy. But short answer, yes. But it's dependent on several factors. Chandler Trammell, good to see you, my friend. Hope your new year went good. Our New Year's was good, man. Longhorns won an OT. We got the Cotton Bowl coming up this Friday. We got snow in the forecast. I got a pork shoulder. We're going to do some pulled pork. I got a tri-tip. We're going to make snow cones with the kids. New Year is looking good, man. New Year's looking good. Except I got a line check next week, which I'm not too enthusiastic about. The line check airman that's on my trip. But beggars can't be choosers, right? Bill's Mafia, good to see you, man. What's up, dude? In your honest opinion, which is better? Fly-by-wire, 320, A32NX, or the Fenix, or the Innie builds? So, Toga, for the 320 specifically, the fly-by-wire is better than the Innie builds 320, in my opinion. The 321 Neo is pretty good. The 321 from Innie builds is pretty good. But if you're just saying 320s, the fly-by-wire 320 Neo, and then the Fenix is not a Neo, so it's completely different. But the Fenix is superior to the fly-by-wire in terms of systems depth. Like it's fully simulated, right? Where we're still missing, little things. And there's definitely some systems depth in the fly-by-wire now. There's no doubt about it. And I got to say this, the flight modeling that we have been tweaking, well, I say we, Mr. Team Vodka, we have a incredibly awesome Moza AB9 profile now for the Airbus, and the fly-by-wire flies, I want to say identical to the Fenix, but it's in its own way. It just flies amazingly. It flies really, really good. It flew good before, but now with the new profile, we're running straight linear curves, so there's no curves, but we have a special reactivity setting at like -30, and the new force profile that we just pinned in the hardware channel of the V1 Discord for the Moza AB9 Base is going to be the most updated, most realistic feel for the A320 side stick right now. So it's almost got like it has a centering point, but not a detent, if that makes sense, and the pressures are even more tweaked to be more realistic. So Team Vodka has been hard at work making AB9 Moza profiles. If you want to check them out, it's in the Discord, it's pinned. What I'm going to be doing is I'll also bring up the Moza software in Cruise, but I'm going to make a separate Moza section in the Discord. That way we just have all the Moza stuff in one spot. Still getting a little bit of that VRAM loss there. All right, we're all aligned. We have a top altitude from ATC of 7,000, so we'll set 7,000. It doesn't appear... Oh. What's happening here? My mini FCU is not working. That's weird. It moves it in hundreds of feet. Interesting. Okay, well, we'll just... I tell you what. I'm going to kill that. We're just going to rock it the old school way here. We'll set 7,000 feet initial. Close it and open it again? Let's try that real quick. You mean the mini cockpit software? Let me try that. We updated the FCU and some of the VARs have changed. Might have to update. Oh. I might have to update. Do I have to update it like... Can I update it while I'm flying? Or no? Nah, we gotta be airborne in 7 minutes. It's okay. We'll just kill it. Fly-by-wire's dead to me. Dang it, Chaos. You gotta tell me these important things. Alright, we gotta get the APU fired up, though. Let's do that. What don't I like about the Unibuild 320?
Boarding completed.
I haven't actually flown it, so I can't tell you. I loaded into it in 2020, and it just didn't tickle my fancy. So I do like the Unibuild 321, though. So take that for what it is. This is a test build, so it's not the same as the ones there's pinned. More instructions will come after this flight. Ah, you're right, okay, yeah. So the one I am using is still a test version, according to Team Vodka. We'll pin the... If it passes the sniff test on this stream, we'll pin this exact profile in the Discord. Is the Airbus stick somewhat stiff? It's heavily, heavily dampened, right? So it's not hard to move necessarily, but it's firm. It's firm, man. It's pretty unique that, like, if oh, we missed a fake pilot announcement. If you do get the chance to sit in a 320 cockpit, maybe you're going on a flight, somebody has to sit up front, but hey, can I move the stick around? And just try it for yourself, because it's it is pretty hard to explain how the side stick feels in real life to someone who's never felt the Airbus side stick. And the best I can tell you is it is a heavily dampened, extremely buttery smooth, centering side stick. It's the best way I can describe it. Alright, so that is done. We got 7,000 set. We do need to get a squawk code in here from our ATC 3536. Let's set that in here, 3536 on the squawk. And we also have to call ground 21.9. I don't really love my camera angles. 21.9 is up, Portland ground. That works, check that. All right, so 7,03045 is set. Let's come over here. How are we doing on the boarding?
Portland ground, go ahead.
How do I know if it's done or not? 122, 122, right? We're all done? Boarding completed. She said boarding completed. So, we've got our fuel. What's our zero fuel weight? We are 121.3 and 32.5. Well, I bet I could have just clicked on it, right? I haven't flown the fly-by-wire in so long. All right, that checks out. Let's see what we got here for our numbers. 2,742 minutes. Ah, chaos. That's interesting. 101 tons of fuel. I feel like somebody forgot to put the... We're going to do a flaps... we'll do flaps too. I feel like someone put a decibels. Block is set to 1112. Oh, yeah. There we go. See? Told you, Chaos. It's your problem. All right. Now we go flaps 2. We're going to do... How come I can't get speeds? Oh, that's flex 2. Dang it. Flaps 2. Boom. Now we still can't get speeds. And my YouTube is out of memory, so chat box has disappeared. Wonderful. What is with Chrome and just not being good lately? You guys have that? It just crashes. You have to do it on the fly pad? Alright, cool. We'll just do this. 135, 145. 155. That works for me. Flaps 2. We're going to do Toga because it's Boris sounds. Beautiful. I don't have SimBridge installed because SimBridge is dead to me. Kills frames. Constraint mode is on. 7000 is set. APU is up and running. Clear the fuel page. Let's go ahead and disconnect. APU bleed. Beacon's coming on. I think, will that auto arm?
Flight
Yes, it
attendants,
does.
arm doors and cross-check.
Beautiful. Ground, good afternoon. Frontier Flight 357. We're at gate Delta 5. Ready to push.
Yeah, Frontier 357, go ahead for Portland ground again.
What's that? Frontier Flight 357 Delta 5. Ready to push on the, what are we on? The Mine 5.
Yeah, I got you on the Mini 5, Frontier 357, verify squawk 3536, mode Charlie active before push, please.
Alright, we're squawking 3536. We'll recycle it for Frontier Flight 357.
And Frontier 357, we got from the fish finder now. Push and start is approved on Kilo, tail to the east, forming expect runway 10 left for departure.
Push approved on Kilo, tail east. We'll call you ready taxi for Frontier Flight 357. I gotta reset these flight directors here. They were showing alt. There we go. Climb nav blue 7000 is set. Tail east, he says. So that would be behind us to the left. Well, this is fancy.
And Horizon 2177, are you with me on ground?
Brakes released.
67 Horizon 2177.
Let's go
If I
ahead
need to
and
disconnect and reconnect there, I just wanted to make sure that you got the P
Hey.
or not.
Horizon 2177 A7 got the PDC, all those good for us.
Alright, thanks sir. Just give me a call when you're ready to push.
Well done, thanks.
good news, I have watched enough Steve-O videos to know how to not blow up another PT6. Good deal, Zippy. We're gonna wait until we are pushed back to start because we need to. We need to hear the juice with all of our attention. I tell you what, though, this livery, we flew this one time before, and it's just absolutely amazing detail with the flap trap fairings and everything. I love the attention to detail in this livery. We're going to pick up the tug speed here a little bit. Oh, that's slow. There we go. A little more. In real life, does the sight have a dead zone or the aircraft turns immediate? Immediate, no dead zone. Trust me, I've tried messing with it as of late. I'm like, just the only way to really tell is when you're on the ground, you got the whiskers up, and you just touch it and you see the whiskers move. Like you can't trick it. Even the slightest move out of the D10, it picks up. Am I going to get the 5090? I sure am going to try to Turkatari. I'm sure going to try to get a 5090, man. That is the plan. Will it happen? I'm not sure. That's about as far east as we can go. Let's go ahead and stop. Cockpit ground brakes are set. Let's go ahead and disconnect. Wait for the tug, pin, and tow bar. The entire right side of the panel is a dead zone. Yeah, depending on who you're flying with, absolutely. Alright, so let's go ahead and pushback system off. They're clear. Let's go back to, I guess we'll just leave it on that page. We're going to start them up. Are y'all ready?
Portland ground.
Bleeds on, beacons on. Engine mode for ignition start.
Start after that Frontier clears behind us.
Hear the packs kill out?
Yes, sir, week 434
Starting
Island. That is exactly what I was hoping you would say. You can push and start on Kilo after the Frontier flight clears your tail, and push on the Kilo's tail to the forming.
Did you see the aileron? That was really cool.
Alright, push out to Kilo after the Frontier clears behind tail.
As soon as the engine started motoring, that aileron hydraulics straightened it out. That was really cool. Oh my gosh.
UPS 606 Heavy, welcome to Portland. Central ramp, taxi via Charlie, and left turn, central ramp. Have a great day, sir.
Charlie to Barkey, appreciate it. UPS 606.
Gosh, Boris is just, he absolutely crushed it on this one, man. Wait for the avail light. Best page on the flight pad is the dashboard tail icon. Ah, look at that. Now you tell me. There's a bus transfer. Wait for the avail. There she is. Alright, let's go ahead and start engine 2. Look at that. That actually looks really good. That engine fan blade. Alright, shh. Unreal. This is default sound, baby. Default. All right, that's going there. That's going there. We're doing flaps. Duh. Look at the flap animation. Looks slower. Looks better. Was it always that slow? Dang, that looks so good. Look at that, man. This livery guy absolutely crushed it. We're flaps 2. All right, let's go ahead. That's up. That's up. APU bleed. That's
ground,
going off.
Horizon 2177 and Bravo 3 ready for push.
That sounds like Chaos himself. Uh-oh, we got no flight controls. We got no flight controls.
2177, you can push back
Stand by.
and start at your discretion there on Tango, tail to the east one.
Our discretion, tail to the east, Horizon 2177.
Stand by. Preset check, that's why. A32NX, done. There we go. Full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral. Have no idea what the trim's supposed to be, so we'll just, we'll rock it, yes. Ground, Frontier Flight 357, ready taxi.
Frontier 357, runway 10 left, taxi via Kilo, cross runway 21 on Kilo and hold short 10.
10 left, taxi via Kilo, cross runway 21 on Kilo for Frontier Flight 357. Brakes released. Let's go. Just rolls on her own here. All right. We're going Kilo, crossing 2-1. And it's kind of a... It's one of those. We're going to cross the departure end of Kilo to runway 10 left. All right, so that looks good. Flight controls are checked. I'm going to do the rudder. Full left, full right, rudder. We'll do a pseudo, what does it want? 32.9% CG set, which is going to be right about yonder, which gives us 1.6 down. Doesn't seem quite right, but we'll go with it. All right, waiting on the cabin. Takeoff config test. Eastern T3, what's up, my man? Good to see you, dude. It says, these sounds make me so excited for the 757 RB211s. Oh, yeah, Eastern. Yes. Freaking, thanks for the 5 pounds, man. Boris sounds on the 75. Are you kidding me? It's going to be insanity, my man. That's going to be insanity. All right, clear left, clear to cross. Clear right, clear to cross. Look at that wing flex out there. That looks good. All right, no terrain mode because I don't have sim bridge. Auto brakes max. Let's do a takeoff taxi checklist. Gross weight comparison is complete. Pitch trim is 1.9%. CG set. V1, VR, V2 flex. I guessed 135, 45, 55. Toga set. Flaps config 2. Flight controls check. ECAM memo. Takeoff all green. ECAM status check. Seatbelts on. Or takeoff all green. ECAM status check. Taxi checklist complete. I started running into the other checklist there. That's why I don't do things from memory. Alright, I think our scenery is a little jacked up here, so we'll just kind of do a little loop-de-doo around. I'm going to cut across the pad here. I'm not going to follow this all the way around because kind of did that oopsie there. Normally, I like to be facing 45 degrees to the direction of the landing traffic, because if you want to be able to have a clear shot of who's on final. Whoa, look at the deer out there.
Spirit Wings 434, stand by just a moment. Break, Frontier 357, wind, calm, Portland altimeter 3045, departure your discretion, monitor CAF 23775, have a great flight, sir.
Over to Unicom, thanks for the ATC, and just as a little report, you got some deer off the approach end here of 10 left.
All right, sir. We'll make sure that groundskeeping hits them with a lawnmower and come back with some jerky tomorrow.
Sounds good. I'll be back. I'll expect that jerky. You have a good one. All right, over to 22-8, Portland traffic, Frontier Flight 357, departing runway 10 left on the mine departure, Portland. Let's go. We are set. Lights are set. Deer are clear. We're rolling. Oh, dear. Lineup checklist. Takeoff runway 10 left. Confirmed. Fuel 11 required. 11-1 on board. Engine mode selector normal. Bleeds and packs are set. Lineup checklist is complete. We're going to do a static Toga takeoff. Listen, we have 400 people here. Only 115 likes. Absolutely unacceptable. Let's go 250 likes right now. Smash the like button so we can get a maximum juice here on the takeoff. Undercut that turn by 1.5 miles. We're pretty light. We're going to be airborne before the end of the touchdown zone anyway. All right. Y'all ready? Spool them up 50 from the front view. Listen to these sounds. Yoga. Toga SRS runway auto thrust blue. Listen to it picking up. It's still going. It's still going. Thrust set. 100 knots. Check. V1. Rotate. Oh my gosh, that feels so good, Team Vodka. Positive rate. Gear up. Navin. Fly with. Holy juice. Thrust reduction. Thrust climb, auto thrust. Yeah, this profile has nailed it on the force for rotation. Flaps 1, speed checks, flaps 1.
2,500.
That shouldn't be happening. Flaps 0 after takeoff checklist. Is this real life? I don't know. Sure feels like it. Radio altimeter live. Maybe we had traffic fly right underneath us. This feels spot on as far as the control inputs go. This is, I think we're going to pass testing on this one. Look at this sim, y'all. A little bit of turbulence there coming over the mountains. Now, I will say yesterday, I should have brought my iPad to the office. We could have looked up our SkyPath route, see if there's any traffic up there. We're accelerating 250k knots here. Lower the nose just a little bit. Yeah, see, I'm trying to just do super minute to see if there's like if we need to adjust any dead zones or anything. This feels pretty spot on, because you should be able to make an input with just a little bit of deflection. We'll level 7,000 and then we'll pull for open. Yeah, that looks so good though. Alright, let's go ahead and scroll in. Vertical speed chirp there because I was not in out. Going up to 390, pull for open, thrust climb, open climb, bank angle check to the right. But my scenery is so blurry. Dang, that looks good. Speeding. Speeding. If you ever fly with Fly Navy, you go 10 knots above 250, so it's like speeding. That's what I'm told anyway. Look at that. I mean, we might just turn the autopilot on because I want to see this. I don't know. We'll fly this departure. Who cares if we're on the line or not? We got to look outside for this. There's our 10,000. Then we'll go ahead and kill that forward call. How does it feel in the turns? It feels really good, man. Look at that aileron deflection. No, the turns feel beautiful, man. Nice and responsive. I'm trying to lower the nose here by guessing. We can accelerate. This is dev. This is the dev version, Douglas. This is the fly-by-wire 320 dev version. Wow, we really need to look at that nose quite a bit, actually. All right, everything looks good. We're on 22.8. I'll just make sure that was stowed all the way there. All right, scroll our range out. Ooh, we have another turn coming up. Well, I guess we'll keep hand flying it. What the heck? Now, I'm wondering if I'm getting that. No, see, it's not coming up on its own, Team Vodka. That's good. I had a weird issue where it was only in the fly-by-wire with the profile. It was constantly, it said the 0 point was slightly nose up, and that will become a problem when you're trying to land or take off because it'll auto-rotate. And I couldn't figure out what was causing it, and then I changed to a different profile that didn't have it, and then I just renamed the profile and made it for the fly-by-wire. So if you get some funkiness with the profile, just try renaming it in the Microsoft settings. It seems to have fixed my issue. I should have highlighted on the ground, but the best way to tell if to make sure you're centering is when your flight controls are neutral on the ground, that those whiskers should be around the black box. You don't want them sitting on top of the box, the flight director, because that means it's receiving a slight nose up input, and that's what I was getting, and I couldn't figure it out. It didn't matter if I put a 500 dead zone on it or nothing. It's just like it thought the center point was above 0. I'm going to turn down the sim a little bit. All right, well, I'm going to turn the autopilot on for this turn so we can watch this in all its glory. So we'll go AP1 engaged. Infinite 224, been watching you for a while. Just started the sim phase of my 320 training. Very cool, Infinite 224. A bit of a sad day in the UK. Hope you saw the takeoff of the UK registered 7.5 going to storage. Oh, man. Man, the 7.5s are getting retired everywhere, man. I didn't see that video. I saw a video. Somebody posted the video in the Discord of Don Trump's 7.5 taking off Max Toga, though, in, what was it, Greenland? Pretty wild. I actually saw the video of that landing, too. The landing looked like an absolute greaser. but the cockpit is awful. I would never have a 7.5. Well, I say that I would never have a 7.5 with a glass cockpit, but it just looked wrong being all retrofit like that. 7.5 cockpit to me is very distinct. Round mix of round and glass. All right, there's a transition. We're out of 19.2, climbing flight level 390. Gosh, this sim, y'all, is just nuts. It's just bananas. Look at that. I guess technically we're going through just a little bit of ice layer here. We'll get the engine anti-ice on. Look at this. Look at this. Do you think Premium and eBuilds 300 feels better than the compatibility? Sure, when I have not flown the compatibility version, I've been waiting for someone to do a dead-on comparison. I've only flown the Premium one, and I absolutely love the Premium one. Look at that turbulence out there. A little bit of wing flex, too. Look at that. Where's Turk at when you need him? 2024. Superior sim. Thank goodness it isn't a Max having anti-ice without moisture. I know, right, Gus? So that's their thing now, right? They have to, they can only turn it on in moisture, and then, or if it's getting icing. Yeah. I gotta check a binding here. I haven't pressed it yet, but I have a feeling I'm gonna have an issue. If I press search by input, hold on. Okay, that one's that. Okay, good. I thought maybe I accidentally bound my translate view to the set time. I didn't want to mess up the time settings. Turk is here. He doesn't have the VRAMP to run it, so the truth is out. You heard it here first. Turk thinks 2024 is a better sim. He just doesn't have the VRAMP. The only way clouds could be improved even better is if they completely volumetric, cover the wings. Yes, the AFO, that's what I'm waiting for, man. I want to be able to fly. Hold on, let's watch this turn. Oh my gosh. Commercial for Frontier. Look at that. Full screen cam. Commercial. I want to see a roll wings level here. Man, I mean, we have come a long way from when this airplane first came out, haven't we? Here comes the rollout, I think. Let's see if we can see a little bit of aileron moving. Man, what a turn this was. Hopefully the autopilot's still on. I'm starting to raise an eyebrow at the duration of the bank angle check. I know as soon as there it goes. Oh yeah, there it is. Just a slight up. Oh, that's so cool. There she is. Shelly the Sea Turtle. I wanted to fly the Fox one, but I couldn't find it. Alright, let me turn the sim sound a little bit so we're all not blowing our ears out. Hopefully that's better for you. Hopefully you can still hear some of it so we get the juice. She had the retrofit cockpit, but she was a straight wing. Ooh, straight wing 7.5. That's how it should be. I still can't wait. Bluebird 757. We're taking straight wing, American, bare metal, Miami to Tegucigalpa. Day one, leg one, first flight, no practicing. I'll even bind views live. Nah, I won't do that. Yeah, I will. Yeah, we'll bind views live. The only thing I will do is set up a controller profile. No practice, no nothing. First flight ever, on Iveo Premium, Miami to Tegucigalpa. Straight wing. Yeah, no winglets on. I mean, the winglets on the 7.5 look sexy, dude. They do, but I prefer. I just like all of it, but I like the straight wing 7.5. Absolutely love it. And then we're going to watch a video that was made for FSX, or maybe it was FS 2004, FS9. It was I have to find it again. It was a video on YouTube that I just played all the time. I was like, man, I want my sim to look like that. It was in the Quality Wing 757. Winglet's in the house. What's up, man? The 775 route is MCO Atlanta, the ultimate regional jet. I know it, dude. When I was Atlanta-based, I was racing those 75s every day, doing turns down to Florida. And needless to say, we lost. I don't know if I told you, man. We raced one coming back. So we're doing Orlando, Atlanta? Yeah. And I was tracking them on Flight Radar because I saw them coming up the taxiway. I always pull up Flight Radar when we're at the gate just to see who's going to the same destination, so I know who to cut off. And I see this Delta flight going to Atlanta. I'm like, okay, we gotta make sure we push before them, get on the runway before them, so we're first because I don't want to follow. I mean, most of the time, Delta's not terrible, but American, they like to fly like 7.0 Mach all the way. So if you're going to the same destination, it's a good idea to get in front of them. I see the 75 coming up. We push, we get ready, and I'm like, we're going to have to give way to the 75. Sure enough, ground controller said, no, you guys go ahead. They're giving way to you. Actually, another airplane came in behind us. So we had two airplanes in front of us. We blast off, cost index 99, accelerate as fast as I can. I'm like, all right, we're going to beat them all the way in. And up at cruise, we're not quite at cruise yet. We're on center. And I think we're passing like 28,000 feet. We just got the high sector handoff. And I hear the 7.5 check in, and they're already 1,000 feet above us. And they were like going through 30,000, and they were going to cruise an altitude below, or two altitudes below us, I think. Anyway, it didn't matter. They slowed them down. We were still number one. And then we get a runway assignment, and they give the 7.5, 27, whatever the outboard inboard on the south side of Atlanta is, and then we got the far south side runway. So we land, and sure enough, we have to hold short until we cross the runway for the 7.5. So we won the battle, but we lost the war because we ended up having to wait for the 7.5 to land so we could go to the gate. But you're not going to beat a 757. It's just not going to happen. I tried racing a United 7.6 one time from San Juan to Boston. I think it was San Juan to Boston. We took off, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes ahead. Sure enough, who do I see in the TCAS selector? United passing overhead, doing like 8.3 Mach. We're doing 7.9 firewalled. What I missed a super chat up there from Jason Janicki, a membership milestone chat, man. Thank you so much for the 16 months support. Happy New Year to the best sim channel out there. Looking forward to a great year of 2024 content. Hey, you and me both, man. You and me both. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate that. Hope you enjoy the stream and the content this year. It's going to be juice. I have a feeling. Look at this, y'all. This is how our year is starting. We're going to have a great year in 2025. I can feel it. I really can't wait for the 7.4, 7.5, and 7.6. Yeah, I know. My only concern, and here's this. I'm going to rock this view here for a minute. This is actually kind of a good view. Normally I like that window view, but I like the lighting on it right now. I have one big concern with the 757. You guys tell me if you agree, disagree, or maybe you have insider information that you're willing to share to make me feel better. My only concern with the 7.5 development, and I have no ties, I don't have any connection to Bluebird or anything like that, is their dedicated stance on making it a 2020 product. And it may not be for the reason you may think that I'm concerned about this. The reason I'm concerned about their dedication to making it a 2020 product is to my understanding, believe that it is still quite a ways out, right? So we're talking maybe Q3, Q4 of 2025 for the 757 to be released on 2020. My only concern is that my 2020 sim, and just me personally, may not be around by the end of this year. You know, it's January, and I'm already loving 2024 as is. Now, I know they said they're going to bring it to 24 in a future update, but I just would hate to see that airplane get left behind in a sim that maybe is not as popular as they may think, and then maybe the sales aren't where they are, and then maybe the return on investment isn't where they are, and you can see the snowball effect, right? Because at the end of the day, making an airplane, it's a business, right? So that's my fear, is like they release it for a sim for 2020, and whether you enjoy 2020 or not, maybe that's your only sim, good, that's great. It's a great sim. We flew it for years. But what if the return on investment isn't there, you know, and now that's only going to delay maybe the 24 update, maybe delay the 7.6. You know, they have plans for, what is it, the 7.87. That's my only concern, is like, I really hope it doesn't get lost in a development cycle. Yeah, that's my fear. But from what I've seen, it looks incredible. From what I've heard, you guys have probably heard the 757 sounds from Boris Audio Works, the teasers. They sound amazing. So I am excited for it, but I do have a concern. All right, we're 36 for 39. I left the anti-ice on like a pleb, so we'll go ahead and turn those back off. Wasting a bunch of energy up there. Continue to climb out here in this juicy... Oh my gosh, look at that. Is that Spiritual Wings up? Spiritual Wings, you up on 22.8 yet?
Yabba dabba doo.
All right. After this, career mode Venezuela. Ooh. Now, I don't think I'll do... I don't think we'll have time for career mode today, unfortunately. Now, here's the thing. I may do some career mode Discord flying, so pay attention to the Discord voice chat. I'll probably be in the PPL chat or the commercial chat, doing some... Whoa. I have control. You know what? Didn't the Fenix do this to us the other day? Good thing I looked in the cockpit here. I don't know what that... It's like it went into alt star at 37 and just started chasing it. I think the Fenix did that to us the other day. Career mode is dead to me. I lost 2 aircraft because of trees on the runway. I did crash a jet career mode because of trees on the departure end of the runway. JM, welcome to Private Pilot, sir. Glad to have you on board. Exclamation point, welcome for your new perks here on the chat. All right, so Team Vodka wants me to hand fly it a little bit here at 39,000 feet just to get a feeling for the profile. So that we will do. Here's alt cruise. We'll level off. Romulus says he's had Fenix do that several flights for you. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it's a weather load in. I'm not sure. We got a 73 knot tail in. Jeez. Tell you what, let's bring up the bird here real quick. We'll do a little hand flying. Just gonna get her stabilized there. We're right at green dot, so we're hovering over that. See how long it takes to get your energy back here at 39.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again from the flight deck, Captain speaking. We've just reached our cruising altitude for the flight. As we begin to settle in, I do want to remind you to please keep your feet and elbows clear from the aisle, as the flight attendants will be coming through the cabin with galley carts shortly. Also, one more reminder to please refrain from congregating near the front galley where the flight deck door is located. Thank you.
Interesting. Will I be trying out the BSS sound pack for the FS Labs 321? No, will not, my friend. I will not. What's our max altitude here? Optimum 398, so we're up there. But look how... See, this is actually pretty true to real life, especially with the Neos. We're level at cruise thrust, max power right now, and we are struggling to get up to our Mach because we kind of fell out the backside of that. We lost all of our energy there. Fell out the backside of the drag curve just a little bit. We're gaining on it slowly. But that's pretty realistic up here at 39,000 feet. That's where a whole, stall recovery high altitude is completely different than stall recovery at low altitude. Once she gets stabilized, I'll do a little S-turn up here. I don't know who that announcement came from. It sounded pretty good. I just saw 5 go-rounds in a row in Ontario. Wind is super crazy. Yeah, there's been a lot of go-rounds, man. I saw a couple go-rounds in Vegas, too, last night. Hello, V1 Nation. How's everybody doing today? We're doing good, Natical. How you doing, man? How y'all feeling about the RTX 5000? I'm going to try my best to get a 5090, man. That's what I built this PC for, was for a 5090 series. So I'm going to try my best to get one. We shall see. Okay, so we are... I guess I don't have this bound. That's unfortunate. So autoflight, autopilot off. And I'm going to give myself the bird. We're going to turn the flight directors off for a second. Let's just do an S-turn up here. That feels pretty good, man. We'll roll it back into the right. I like it. I do like it a lot. I do like it. All right, autopilot 1, we're tracking. Let's go direct to, let's go direct home egg. Insert. Nav. Let's go back to, why are we vertical speed? 100. 1 FT2. Autopilot 1. Can we get into Outstar here? There we go. Thrust climb open, climb back to 39. She should stabilize. Yeah, the roll rate input feels good, man. I do like the roll rate. I'm going to try it more when we get low level on the approach. I'm going to try it low level when we get on the approach to test the curve out. And I will show y'all what we're rocking here with Moza. So we're leveled off. Let's go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign off. Before we get too carried away with all the juice, let's go ahead and bring up the Moza cam, or the Moza settings, so I can show you all the difference. So right now I'm on a new profile. I'm on Airbus new test, and why it's labeled this because the profile is for 2020, but it still works for 2024. So this is the 380, 320 new profile. You can see we've adjusted some values here. Mostly the damper and spring feels really good, and the friction, I think, did you lower the friction? The axis travel, now this is what's cool. We have 100% travel rate in the sim. Everything is straight linear here, or in the Moza software, but in the sim we put in a 30% reactivity, and what that does is it eliminates the ramping up of the control input in that curve, but we're still getting full deflection, if that makes sense, because we're using the Moza software to go straight linear all the way. So pretty good. Here is our force mapping as well. You can see, just like the real Airbus, the force is slightly different between the X and Y axis. Got that simulated pretty good here, and I'm still waiting to get final numbers on this, where I'm going to actually take a scale and measure the pounds of force on the real airplane. I just haven't. The one time I brought a scale, the batteries were dead, and then I didn't fly with anybody I knew with for a while, and I didn't just want to bring out the scale and start measuring side stick inputs with the guy next to me and be like, what the heck are you doing? And I'm probably not going to do it on my line check, so stand by on the official pound resistance that I will make it mimic. But this is what we're rocking there with the force input mapping, centering force on both. And people always ask me, they're like, what is this? Is there a center detent in the side stick of the Airbus? And there's no, it's tricky. It's not a self-explanatory. There is no detent, but there is a hard centering point, if that makes sense. So if I went from full left stick to full right stick, I would not feel a single hiccup at all in the travel of the aileron or of the roll of the side stick. But as soon as I let go of the side stick will dampenedly, forcefully go to the centering point, and you can feel it in the centering point, like you know it's centered. So it's not a like a hard center, but you can feel the center, if that makes sense. And when this profile is actually even closer than what we had. Now, I did say in the last stream, and I still go by it, we have two profiles pinned in the Discord. I have an old version where it's a softer feeling side stick, a little bit around the center, and I have no scientific data to back this up, other than I can promise you The older side sticks on the older airplanes, they felt like there was a little bit less resistance around the center. They felt a little bit softer around the center than the new side sticks on the new airplanes, brand new 320 Neos, 321 Neos, everything that's coming out that's new, everything with the new side stick in general, with the little carved out autopilot disconnect button, they feel slightly more artificial, if you will, than the older side sticks, which is a little bit softer. So we have two separate profiles. Say you want to fly your Fenix 319, try the old profile. It says old aircraft profile, and you'll notice it feels softer around the center. And if you want to fly a Neo or a new airplane, try the new profile, and you'll feel that it has a stronger centering point. I don't want to say centering detent, because there's still really no detent. It's just a centering point. So it's really cool that we get to manipulate this. You can see here I've got conservative and the force feedback is off. There is no force feedback. I don't want to confuse anybody with this Airbus side stick. There is no force feedback in the real 320, such as feeling the wind resistance or the as you accelerate, the wind over the flight control surface is going to make it harder to move. You get the artificial feel. None of that is in the Airbus. The side stick feels the same at 0 knots as it does at 330 knots. Okay, so while the Moza can do that, for our Airbus profiles, you're not going to feel any response from the game, from the sim, just like the real airplane. It's always going to be the same force. What we're trying to do is absolutely dial in the side stick itself. You could see here, there's just ever so slightly, like, what is that, a tenth of a noise in there, but everything it's centered in the 0, and there's nothing to change there. Now you can put, I do have a dead zone in here. That's because I've been messing with it. I normally have this off. I think I can turn this off now. I'm not going to do it on this flight just because we're in middle of a stream, but when I was trying to figure out why my centering point was not being centered in the fly-by-wire, I still don't know why. I just switched it to a different profile, renamed it, and it worked fine. It just, that one profile seemed bugged in the sim, not in the Moza software. In the flight control settings profiles, for some reason that one profile did not want to center up. But that's it. Telemetry, you'll notice that's all off. So that's our little Moza spiel for this flight. I keep seeing more and more of y'all are posting pictures of it and getting your Moza, so I hope you enjoy it, because it is pretty dang fun, if you ask me, having that Moza. Let's go audio. Can I turn down exterior? This used to be bugged. I think it's still bugged. Yeah, it doesn't work anymore. Chaos, your settings don't work anymore. It's all good. Greetings, Rikar. Good to see you, man. Logo Lights, good to see you. Thanks for the 2 years support. It's time y'all made a video on my SRV side stick. What's a SRV side stick? What is that, man? Sounds fancy. Wait, are you the guy that had the side stick delivered on the pallet? Equal pressure when it's centered rather than a detent. Yeah, that's a great way to put it, Andy. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. No, and Jeremy, no, it never snaps to neutral. The side stick will always return to the centering point at the same speed, no matter where you let it. If you let it go from halfway to full deflection, it's got its own dampened response, and it's always going to do the same thing. So, yeah, where is the side stick pallet guy? I don't know. I thought maybe that is Logo Lights. Probably his nickname, side stick pallet guy. Mohammed, I've heard of people flying the 380 in 2024. I have not tried it yet. Now, one thing I do know is if you have, I was able to install this airplane, and I only assume that it'd be the same way for the 380. So what you want to do with the fly-by-wire installer is you go to settings, change the location of the community and the other install drive to the 2024 install path. So by default, it's going to be 2020 community. Change it to your 2024 community and 2024 install path, and then you should be able to install it into the sim using the manager. What is this over here? No animals? No live animals, so no cabin, no cargo, no cargo heat. That's what that's for right there. No live animals. That's a nice detail on this livery. So no live animals means it's still pressurized, but there's no climate control in the cargo Sometimes you would just have climate control in the front or the aft, one or the other. Sometimes both, depending on the airplane you're flying. Airbus can do it, but I guess on Frontier we don't do live animals. No cargo temp control. They'd be freezing. Can a newcomer make requests? Of course you can make requests. Yep, that's the one. I've had it for 6 months now, so it's time for a review. Oh boy. Very interesting. No climate control in the landing gear wheel well either. No, AJ, so I didn't realize this. That plane flew for like 4 legs with those people in there. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. They obviously passed away, but yeah, 4 leg. I don't know how nobody noticed them. They must have crawled into the hydraulics bay or something. Unless you open that hydraulic access panel, I don't think you'd see them in there. Not a whole lot of space to hang out in the landing gear bay of a 320 series. That's why I'm a brisket in a check bag. It's always cold by the time we land. Yep, college dude. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Jeremy, I ask again, can any RNAV be flown as FLS? All right, let's get into this. We're going to get technical. Let's bring out some approach. I got to get my V1 cup out. Where's my V1 cup? I don't need a Starbucks cup in here. Yeah. I'm not repping free advertising for Starbucks. I need my V1 Nation cup that I had. So, Jeremy, I don't have the aircraft configuration summary in here, do I? I do not. Can an RNAV be flown as an FLS? In general speak, yes. You have to remember now, there's 2 things happening to Airbus and with how they're pushing out updates in their new airplanes. So we have SLS approaches, FLS approaches, and then you have FLS and SLS. If you have an aircraft that is FLS only, then yes, an FLS approach or an RNAV approach can be flown as FLS. This is what we did into San Jose because the 30 left runway was closed, so it was RNAV 30 right, and we were an FLS aircraft. So we flew the approach as FLS. Now, there's, depending on the software, and this is kind of a bad example, I know the Fenix has FLS. If you have an FLS only aircraft, it's going to default to an FLS approach. What's going on with my V-pilot is going crazy here. It's gonna, bandwidth low, streaming times may vary. I love streaming the whole airplane. FLS only is gonna default to RNAV. What is happening here? My computer is like freaking out. Error occurred, log filed. Okay, cool. My V-pilot just died. Are you guys still with me? Maybe it was V-pilot. Sim is still fine. Try reconnecting. Oh no. Disconnected is the wrong call sign. AMD problems, man. I know it. There we go. Reconnecting. So, I don't know what that was all about. Sorry, y'all. Big ISP not paying out. Oh my gosh, look at these views down there. So yes, RNAV, it'll default to regular LNAV, VNAV, and you can fly it as an FLS approach. You would select that on the perf data page. All right, on the perf data page, you could fly it as FLS, and your minimums, we'll talk about that here at the end of the discussion. But long story short, I was getting long-winded. We don't need to go into detail. But generally speaking, yes. Now, where it gets tricky, Jeremy, is when you have an aircraft that is both FLS capable and SLS capable. If you have both, then what happens is the aircraft will always default to LPV minima, and it will give you the SLS approach. And when you go to select the approach, it'll say LPV in the perf data page on the right-hand side. It'll say LPV, and the only way to get out of that is to go to the RadNav page and deselect the glide slope option. That will then force the airplane into FLS mode, which then you can fly an RNAV approach in FLS and not SLS. The only reason you would want to fly an RNAV approach in FLS and not SLS is dependent upon the minimums, and or if your airplane or airline just does not have the op specs for R and PAR approaches, or maybe the accuracy, RMP, whatever it is. There's a handful of reasons that would prevent an aircrew from using an SLS with LPV minima. But I'm just saying in general speak. Now, what's very interesting is San Diego Airport, and this we actually had a nice discussion about this when we flew into San Diego, because the RNAV approach was at minimums. We were in an FLS, SLS aircraft, so we had all the fixings. We had the highest capability possible in our aircraft, FLS and SLS. So you would think, okay, I can use my LPV minimums or LP minimums and go all the way down to 680 foot here. The problem is when you use the SLS approaches, they are LPV minima only, not LP. So if you remember, you watched my shorts video, you see a flash of my iPad where I showed, I wrote on my approach chart, FLS only. Even though we were SLS capable aircraft, because the minimums in San Diego are LP, they're not LPV, we had to default to the old school LNAV, VNAV minimums, all right? And this is also notumed to 780. So now we've gone from a minimum of 760, or actually we've gone from a LP possible minimum of 680 to an LNAV of 760, NOTAM to 780 plus 50. That's now 830 is your new minimum. Guess what the weather was? Overcast 700. Luckily, we were able, it was kind of that overcast was an aggressive term. It wasn't quite overcast. We hit minimums and we broke out. It was broken, but it was, I'd say it's more like a light broken or a scattered broken. So we were able to pick up the runway at 830 feet. But any lower, we would have been absolutely hosed, because even though this aircraft that we were in was capable of 680, we couldn't do it because of the minimum charted here is LP, not LPV. So that's why I say, and this is an absolute stunning view, this is why I say, had you asked me later on in cruise, Jeremy, because this conversation is very complex, and we discussed this back and forth for a good 15 minutes looking at our manuals. We even have a separate guide that was put out by our training department. Okay, if you're in an FLS airplane only, or you're in an SLS only, or you're FLS SLS and you don't have LPV, this is what you get. There's so many little caveats, Jeremy, it's crazy. So it's not a one answer fits all, and I know everybody's probably just confused as mud right now, but to answer your base question at face value, yes, all our navs can be flown as FLS approaches. If you have SLS, you can. It's dependent upon the airline's op specs. Are they allowed to do RMPAR? What is their minimum accuracy? Is there any special training? What equipment do they have? So there's a plethora of other little spider branches that come off of this discussion and can go either way, but generally speaking, yes. Thanks, AJ, for the $3 super chat. Big data enforcing caps, bandwidth limited. Oh, my word. Look at that view. Hold on, guys. I got to show y'all something here. This is insane. January 11th. Do I want to fly on January 11th? What's that? What day is that? Nah, Super Wildcard Weekend, man. We're not doing any flying this weekend. I'm done. Guys, these views are so spot on. I want to show y'all something. Look at this. This is almost in the same part of the country. Oh, this is not going to come through, is it? Dang it. I'm going to have to, let me see if I can upload it to my Discord, and then I can show y'all. Because this is why I wanted to do this route. This is exactly what it looks like, y'all. This is so cool. This is an incredible view. What's the SLS and what's the difference between LP and LPV? Generally, it'd be a very long, convoluted discussion. The easy way to think of it is lateral plus vertical, but it's really localizer performance with vertical guidance. Okay, so localizer performance, meaning it's performing like a precision ILS approach with vertical guidance, or you only have a localizer performance, no vertical guidance, which would be similar to a loc approach, just like the localizer 27 into San Diego. So if your airline is not localizer approved, and the only approach into San Diego is the RNAV 27, well, can you do the LP approach? You can if you're FLS. Can you do the LP approach if you're SLS? No, because you need to have LPV. You can't do it with LP. You have to see what I mean? It's just around and around we go in these discussions, and that's why it took a good, 20 minutes in cruise discussing this. Now tell us what GLS is. Oh my gosh, please no. What was the other one? M microwave landing system, MLS? Does they even teach that anymore? I've never flown a microwave. What was MLS? Was it MLS? What is SLS? That is the satellite-based augmentation system, landing system, SBAS. It's SBAS landing system. That's what SLS stands for. And it's a satellite-based ILS. Think of it that way. An SLS approach is a satellite-based ILS approach. All right. An FLS approach, an FLS now, this is an FMS localizer slope approach. That's cringy. If you're a real pilot, just ignore this whole conversation. Go have a beer, go do something. I'm just talking for flight sim here. An FLS, think of it as an FMS localizer system, but it is still a non-precision approach. An SLS approach is a precision approach. I understand nothing, Al. I'm sorry, man. I don't either. I'm confused. I confuse the hell out of myself. But it just was a great question that Jeremy asked, because it was very valid to what we just did. And over the course of my last 5 days, we flew an SLS with LPV mins. We flew an RNAV approach with FLS mins. And then we just did a straight up LNAV, VNAV, brick in the stick approach. So vectors for the visual, please. Yes. FLS, fake landing system. There you go. Fake landing system. And here's the other thing, Jeremy. At the end of the day, the whole reason, look at that view, the whole reason that we have all these new acronyms and all this stuff is because Airbus is trying to streamline the approaches in the A320 series. They want to make everything look like an ILS. That way it's easier to teach. It's less confusing, which I don't think it's confusing. I actually think it's better to have, this is a GPS approach, this is an ILS approach, and that's basically it. You have ground-based approaches and you have GPS-based approaches. But with the advent of the advanced satellite and positioning systems that we have now, we're starting to get lower minimums to airports that don't have ground-based nav aids. So they had to throw in something else, and now you've got 3 different types of approaches, and then Airbus is like, okay, screw it. This is for 250-hour pilots. We're going to make everything look the same. Fly everything like an ILS. That's literally what it is. Fly everything like an ILS. I think only Kennedy Space Center launching and landing has a published MLS. Wow. That's pretty cool. All right, I want to show you all this photo. It was so beautiful, man. This last trip, even though it was crazy and annoying and exhausting, the views were just, we were flying at some incredible times of day over these mountains that were just stunning. I know they pinged me. I know. Hold on. This image, boom. Look at this, y'all. So that's what we were basically just looking at out the window. This was going, I want to say eastbound. Yeah, because the sun's behind us. I think we're going eastbound. Pretty much over the same mountains we just flew over. We just flew left to right of this image. And then this image we were going, I don't know, bottom left to top right. And then this one was really cool. This one has got blowing snow. So the winds were so strong, it was blowing the snow off the mountains. So, like the wind, the winds down there were 60 knots or something like that. And you can't really tell. I have some other ones that I'll share with the members later, but super bumpy and just beautiful, man. Just, it was a beautiful flying. I love flying west. West is best. All right, I got to answer this guy. If you're a member, I'll be posting some stuff for y'all. What do we got? Auto ATC. Oh, that wasn't a ping. It was just this. After receiving blah, 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 to provide blah, 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 Oakland Center advises to send via the Bricks 4 arrival. 3022 on the meter. Look at that. It's real life, y'all. So I kind of wanted to go San Jose to Vegas, but you guys, Team Vodka would have had an aneurysm because he hates going to Vegas. But San Jose to Vegas, you go over the mountains more north than normally, like LA to Vegas, and it's really pretty up there. I actually flew over 73 Charlie Alpha Arnold, where we flew our Vision Jet, guys. I have a photo of Arnold. It was in our JEP FD Pro as a private strip. So it's pretty neat. All right, we got to descend via the bricks. So let me get rid of this chart here. Where are we going? We're Bricks 4 RNAV. Descend via 12,000 at Lutya. Well, wow! Look at the scratches on the window here. This is from Fly Navy. They always banging their heads up against the canopy. All right. Oh my gosh, this sim is so juiced. Let's set 12,000. 12,000 set. We're 7.8 Mach assigned, and we will descend here momentarily. There's Hup 2. So Chibli, Gringo, 220 at 280. 280 on the descent and the transition. We'll do that down to Lutya, and then we'll vector ourselves over for the RNAV. What approach do we have in here? Let me look this up. San Jose, RNAV, 30 right, Yankee. We're not doing the Zulu because we're definitely not RMP capable. This is a curve segment here. The Zulu approach, curve segment, not capable. The CRF required. We can't do it in the fly-by-wire. Technically, we can't even do the RNAV Yankee in the fly-by-wire. We'll just have to dive and drive it the old school way. So we're going to do RNAV Yankee. We'll set a bottom altitude of, what is our LNAV? We'll just do straight LNAV min, 640 plus 50, so let's call it 690. Let's come in here. We'll set up our perf data. Tola slat textures? Actually thinking it was, I thought it was the FS Labs there for a second. What'd I say? 680 on the Barrow. And let's just get the weather this way. Yeah, 640 plus 50, 690 actually. 690 on the Barrow. And we'll go just quick and dirty weather here. Weather. TAF, ATIS, 300 at 10. (3021) and it's 21 degrees. All right, we're all set up. A few more minutes here to enjoy the view. Do you ever plan on doing Say Intentions AI? I watched Captain Canada stream a few days ago. The product's both amazing and funny. You know what? I've been seeing, I didn't see that when I was working, but I watched Jeff Favignano do some Say Intentions AI when he was in career mode. And actually, I have an email from them. They emailed me saying, wonder if I wanted to try it out. I haven't responded. I'm sorry if you guys are in the chat. it does look very... It's actually way better than I initially thought, and I didn't know a whole lot about it. I just kind of hear from the grapevine and what y'all are talking about in Discord about it. But I was actually impressed with what I saw and heard when I was watching Jeff Faviano's stream in the Vision Jet using Say Intentions AI. So I might put a poll out, see if you guys are interested in that. You know, for me, it's different. I like Iveo Premium because... oh, Beyond ATC. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what it was. Okay, disregard everything I just said. Yeah, I was watching Beyond ATC. You're right. I have not seen Say Intentions AI. Disregard everything I said. No, I don't plan on doing it because I don't even know what it is. But Beyond ATC actually looked pretty interesting. We're about 15 minutes behind on the time. Yeah, what does it have us landing at? Sim time has us landing at 120. Oh no, that was distance. It has us, yeah, 120Z. That's okay. Mine says 120Z, and that works for me. I think you're behind. I'm right on time. What's crazy is this is the exact same time that I landed San Jose too. Oh, look at that little wing flex out there. Have I tried VATSIM ever? I have, till I got banned. What is this you're using as a map? OneTap-Z. This is the default. This is the default iPad in 2024, but I'm using Navigraph charts through there. Okay, so that's Navigraph charts that you see. But I like this. I like this EFB. I really do, because it's for streaming. It makes it so easy for me to show you guys what I'm looking at on the chart, because I don't have to do window capture scenes. So if you remember my older streams, when I would use the Navigraph app, it's the same thing, but sometimes I would leave the app up and you couldn't see it, or sometimes I would just see it and you wouldn't see it. Because it would cause me to click off my screen, and I had to do a bunch of movie magic to capture all the images. It's all one image. This is part of the simulator, so it's captured when I do the game capture of Microsoft 2024. I have Beyond ATC since it came out in early access. If you can get over the subscription price, it's leaps and bounds better than Beyond ATC. Oh, Say Intentions is leaps and bounds better than Beyond ATC. Interesting. Are you perma-banned on VATSIM or dead to you after the ban? Can neither confirm nor deny. I stepped away from Flight Sim for a bit and stopped watching when you got banned from VATSIM. Could I get the TLDR? Go to my community page and scroll down a lot. You'll see I made a post. I made my official post on it. Anyway, look at that nice turbulence out there. Look at the seashell bouncing around. Zippy, you flying? You flying that TBM? Okay, question. Anybody in the chat got the Just Flight, or actually, what is it? The not Hot Start. Black Square TBM working in 2024. Zippy keeps posting photos of the TBM, and I really miss it. But I want to fly it in the Superior Sim 2024. We do have some X-Plane looking clouds out there. I will say that some of the clouds in 2024 need some work. I went to Iveo because of the VATSIM fiasco with me. Nice. Superior Sim Cali Super. Yes. Yes, yes. Look at that golden sunset, man. Gotta love it. These colors are so spot on, y'all. I mean, it is 100% real life. Nope, I'm not going back to 20, Zippy. We're going from the far south to Barrow and Alaska turboprops. Nice. Biggs, good to see you, man. Thanks for the 6 Canadian. He's perma left VATSIM. I got you, V1. Don't worry. There you go. Thanks, Mix. Appreciate that $7 super chat, my man. Very kind. Appreciate the support. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. We're a little bit high here on profile. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's select 280 K knots. Well, speed brake action. I mean, that wing almost, I'd say that wing is better than FS Labs. What wing looks better, FS Labs or this one? Look at that flex out there. Clear air turbulence. Black Square Duke ever coming back? John, as soon as I can get it working in 24, man. We might be flying the Lear 35 and the 414 though pretty soon because they are both updated and compatible with 25, not 24, I keep saying 25, with 24. So we'll probably see some flight similar stuff this week. The streaming, man, look at that loss of VRAM there every time I switch views. Will probably be, the streaming is going to pick up after this week. Obviously we're flying right now, and then tomorrow we've got, there's the Cotton Bowl and the Iron Bowl, and then we've got Super Wildcard Weekend, so I probably won't be streaming. We're going to be snowed in up here in North Texas for probably 2 days, but then all of next week, man, we'll probably go back to our 2 days. We'll probably do an airliner in the midday and career mode or GA in the evening. And then after that I got one short trip for a line check, and then I'll come back from that, and then we'll have 2 weeks off, and then I'm pretty much done. I got the last 2 weeks of January free of flying, so. For the moment, I have both installed. I like to come back 2020 from time to time. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with flying 2020. There's really not. It's just for me, the flying feels so much more organic in 24, so it's hard for me to flip the switch. How'd you get the flyby running in 24? Migs, so on the installer, if you use the installer app, go to the settings and change it to your 2024 community location and 2024 install path. And then just install it like you would normally. I've heard of some people dragging and dropping straight from their 2020 community into their 2024. I don't recommend doing that just because those are the same people that complain about CTDs or instability. It's either going to be updated and installed correctly or not. So I'm not forcing any of my 2020 add-ons to work in 2024. I'm just, if the installer puts them in there, that's good enough for me. But yeah, go to the fly-by-wire installer settings and then move it to 2024 community path. How do we revert to vertical speed? Well, 12 is the bottom. I tell you what, 14. Let's just go open. Thrust idle, open, descent. At or above 14 for Cork. We're 20 miles. We'll be fine. We'll pass it above 14. Down we go. EasyJet figured out that the drag and drop is why he had so many CDDs. Don't recommend it. Yep, see? Could have told you that. Don't force anything to work in 24. Like it's either compatible or it's not at this point. And if it's an airplane you really love to fly, then just fly it in 2020. I think I'm about to uninstall 2020. I have no use for it. Oscar, I haven't booted it once. That's a lie. We booted it one time to fly the PMDG 777. And I will say that was a very enjoyable flight. It was an enjoyable stream. We had a great landing. I really enjoyed it. But as soon as the wheels hit the pavement, I also thought I was on the ice rink. I think the best testament to the 24 flight dynamics so far is if you go back to my I&I Builds A300 Premium stream where we flew a long haul from Miami to San Juan. We landed in San Juan with a direct 20-knot crosswind. Direct 20-knot crosswind. Oh, speaking of crosswinds, Gus, are you still here? For everybody else that's interested, remember when we did the crosswind landing challenge between the flyby, the Fenix and the Tolis, and I discovered that when you decrab, depending on how severe it is, or wasn't even decrabbing. Just when I was mashing on the rudder pedal, it was changing the input of the wind readout on the ND. Okay, and we're like, I didn't even know that was a thing. Is that real? Is it not real? So landing in Orlando had a 25 knot direct. 25 knot, stable as can be, no gusts. It was just steady state, 25 knot direct crosswind. And I'm on approach, I'm completely visual, hand flying, and I just ever so slightly started putting pressure on the rudder, and I saw the wind value change. It went from I think it was 20, 19, 18, 17, and then as soon as I released the rudder, the nose came back. It picked right back up as it was coming over, then it stabilized. So it is in fact confirmed that when you move the rudder, it will affect the ND readout, which would make sense because where is the ND getting the wind from? It's getting it from the air data system, which is those pitot static system essentially. We got our static sorts outside, all that stuff, all those antennas, vanes and static ports on the nose of the aircraft. So it's receiving that data, and when you change the angle of the wind by the rudder pedals, it's going to affect the readout on the ND. So I thought that was pretty cool because I actually didn't know if that was real or not, or to what extent. In the sim world, I can sit here and mash on the rudder full left, full right, no harm, no foul. I'm obviously not going to mash on the rudder in the real airplane, but just ever so slight pressures on the rudder, and if I did them just kick a little rudder in, I could see the value change. And then let go of the rudder, you could see it change back. Wow, look at this view. Oh my gosh, look at these ships. They hit each other. Oh my goodness, look at this view of San Francisco. If y'all haven't hit the like button, let's get this up to 300. Can we get 320 likes on the 320 stream? Maybe we'll fly the 320 Neo again next if you guys get 320 likes on this. Look at that. That is the juice. Team Vodka says he has the same ships in 2020. Well, that's good. But you don't have the same color palette as me. I bet your San Francisco is not as melted as mine, though. I do have a little melty San Fran down there. Alright, we're leveling. We're not really leveling. We're trying to level at 12. There's nobody online. We're fine. Look at that Golden Gate in the background. The juice is loose. A diabetic lad, sorry man. I'm about to be stuck at home for 2 days, so that's why we're streaming. But I encourage y'all to check back to the Discord voice channels. I think after all the kids are tired of the snow tomorrow, I'm going to do some Berry Seal Discord ops. I don't have the bandwidth to stream an actual stream, but might be able to do a little bit of something in the Discord over Starlink with doing some Berry Seal grinds. So keep an eye on that. That is beautiful down there, though. My goodness. Oh my gosh, look at the turn. That's a commercial. This is a commercial. This is a Frontier commercial. Are they hiring? Interesting that a limitation in the real-world aircraft needs to be programmed into the sim. It would be easy to just display the sim win and not bother with that level of realism. Slow. And I would probably say 90% of the add-ons are that way. But it goes to show you, when I go back and I say, look, when you fire up your Fenix A320 and you hit those battery push buttons on the overhead, you are firing up an authentic A320 simulation. Not just an airplane in a sim to fly and game with, which it is, and we sim and have fun and we game with it, we break it, we crashed it. But at the end of the day, it goes a lot deeper than that. And it's just cool. It's cool to see that kind of depth being modeled, you know. It's kind of cool to see that. Barry Seal PowerPoint presentation. Miggs, you remember, I think you were there for that PowerPoint stream back in the day. I've had a couple PowerPoint streams in my day. I think we flew from Vegas to Burbank with maybe a half a frame a second. A good friend of mine gave me a Learn to Fly Discovery flight over LA for my birthday. Oh my gosh, Cali Simmer, when? When is this? DM me or send me something like, what date is it? I want to see if I'll be around LA at the same time. Hear it on the radio. Alright, we're at 12,000 feet. We're supposed to be at 12. We're at 12. Gosh, that's beautiful. That's very cool though, Cali Simmer. I'm super excited for y'all. Make sure you take plenty of pictures and let us know how it goes. How have I found my 24 performance cat? Gosh, Manflex SRS, great name by the way. I honestly can't complain. The biggest difference that I know is this airplane or this simulator. Wow, it's like nuclear sunset right now. I wonder if it has to do with the fires. The biggest difference is the use of VRAM in 24. It needs a lot of VRAM. So if you have less than 16, I think you're going to struggle. I think you're going to struggle with less than 16 VRAM. Aviation Dude 95, welcome in, man. Thanks for the 3 months support, dude. Are the fires simulated in Microsoft Flight Sim? I know they wanted them to be, right? I don't know if they are. Does anybody know? Has anybody flown over to SoCal or LA and seen any fires? I bet you'd get the same smoke. My buddy sent me, I got a buddy in LA right now. He sent me some pictures of it, and just, he's like, LA looks like a movie scene of like Dante's Inferno right now. The way the sun was and the smoke coming over, it looked really creepy. This is the dev version, Nader. This is the dev version of the fly-by-wire 320neo. Wow, look at a little bit of light chop. Actually got us some pretty strong moderate turbulence yesterday too, descending into Vegas, coming over the mountains. Man, it was rough. There were some reports of severe. We got to print out all the SIGMET stuff. SIGMET came out for severe turb. Now I want to fly. We're going to fly an extended downwind here because I want to look for some landmarks going into San Jose this evening. There is some awesome areas. Yep, there they are. What area of San Jose, LA, or not LA, of what area is this? I know this is coming up to Silicon Valley, right? But this lake over here, and there is some houses and properties in these foothills that just look incredible. I'm sure they're worth billions, but it was like, man, that is some sweet. That would be a sweet place to live because you've got all the great weather of the Bay Area, greenery. But yeah, right, because we were on approach, so coming in, we'll be on approach here. Maybe not quite this far north. We're going to go a little bit further south. But basically, the hill country out here. Right up through here, man. Just beautiful areas. Los Gatos, Saratoga, maybe? San Mateo? I'm not sure. I should know. I'm flying there all the time. I spent a lot of time in California. Infian. So I don't know if it's just 24. I know it's the livery though. So you check it if you were curious. Check it in 2020 if you were curious. This is the Hughes by Horizon Frontier Pack, and it is the best detailed livery out there for the fly-by-wire. I mean, you've got like the flap track fairing juices out here. All that stuff has got some dirt on the trailing edge. So I know for a fact it's livery driven, but I don't think I've even tested it in 2020 yet. Santa Clara, Milpitas, yeah, well I know Milpitas is up here because we stay up. Milpitas is over here because when you take off San Jose, you're on the Spartans departure and you go over Milpitas as the first transition. It's MLPTS, and I love flying with people that don't know what it is. So I had one FO, she's like, RNF to Malapatis. I was just like, what? RNF Malapatis? I'm like, what are you talking about? And then she showed me, like, oh, Milpitas, MLPTS. Milpitas. How am I supposed to know what Milpitas is? I'm like, well, we stayed in Milpitas, so. But I guess if you're not from around that area, you wouldn't know what MLPTS was on the chart. All right, for juice, let's descend and maintain 8,000. 8,000 is set. Lights are coming on. That's coming on. That's coming on. turn left, heading 100. Thrust idle open descent heading. We'll clear P-pause from the top. That looks good. We're going to select, let's just maintain 250. 250 knots selected. We'll activate confirm if we haven't flown through it already. VAP 126, config full. We're looking good. I want to fly the full approach from Clyde because I want to look at all the juice on the mountains here. What was your most recent trip? Miles, I just flew for the last 5 days, and I flew a lot, man. 3 legs a day. Let me tell you how many legs I flew. This is a lot for me. Now, you regional guys can be like, well, you need to shut up and stop complaining because that's nothing. And I know, I flew 5 legs a day I flew 5-6 legs a day, 4 or 5 days in a row when I was a regional pilot. But being an Airbus pilot now, anything more than 2 legs, I start complaining. So the last 5 days, 2 legs, 1 leg, 3 legs, 3 legs. Okay, so 6 legs. 6 legs in the last 2 days, and then I had 1, 2, 2. So 2, 4, 5, and 6, 11 legs in 5 days. It's a lot for me, man. I'm getting older. If I gotta brief one more approach. Alright, 080 on the heading, down to 8,000. Let's keep it coming down. Let's keep coming down to 5,000. Hopefully we don't hit the mountains. I don't have sim bridge installed. Yeah, they were Infian. So 4-leg Hawaii days feel? Yeah. 30-minute sectors? Yeah. So I flew on one of those 3 days. It was short. It was like we were doing West Coast shuttle stuff, you know, LA, San Jose, LA, or Burbank, you know, I don't even remember where I landed, dude. All I know is I've been to Burbank, San Diego, San Jose, Vegas, all those things. Seat belts. There you go. How do you set views in this plane? I have my camera bound. I just bound my keyboard up to bind views, or to move myself around, like translate cockpit view left, right, forward, and aft. Once you have your keys bound, you're free to move anywhere you want to go. Now, to get the wing views, you have to get outside of the collision model. So what you do is you move your view all the way over to the bottom of the cockpit, and then you go up here to views, and then you select pilot, and then you select co-pilot. And when you click on that, it's going to put you outside of the cockpit. Once you're outside of the cockpit, you save that view. With that view saved, now you can go back to that view and move around and set your wing views. So there's plenty of tutorials out there that'll explain it a little bit better than I just did. But all right, we're RNAV and direct Clyde. We're also going to slow down. Let's take it all the way back to 210 knots. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is so cool to me, y'all. Just because I was just here and seeing it in the sim. What lake are we flying over here? Did you hear that? Did you hear the speed brake stow? That ooh? Okay, that was cool. Look at this lake right down there. I was looking at this yesterday. Literally yesterday, I'm looking. So right here, this is where I want to live. There's like some big time houses out here with properties. I actually saw a tennis court or some sort of court slash field that had the IBM, it was just the IBM logo. I know where that is. All right, flaps 1 coming out. Yeah, Jesse, that's the best way to get out of the cockpit. So go all the way to the bottom right of the cockpit, then you click on co-pilot. That shoots you out of the airplane. Once you're out of the airplane, save that view. Okay, once that view is saved, go back to your inside view, then go to that new save view, and you can move around. What was it, 24? What's the CTAF? Vodka had it there. Let me try this CTAF. Can we get rid of CTAF? 24 nothing. I like how fast the radio scrolls in the fly-by-wire. That's better than the Fenix. San Jose traffic, Frontier Flight 357. Ooh. That's the autopilot disconnect right there, chat. San Jose traffic, under flight 357, just over Clyde for the RNAV 30 right. San Jose traffic. We can't arm the approach, or can we? Glide slope low? Nah, we're not going to arm you. We're just going to hand fly it. Visual, since we're I want to look at the juice. Autopilot 1 on, descend and maintain 3000. Maintain 180. We'll just keep it in LNAV for right now, so we can look at the juice. 180 is set. Thrust idle open, descent. Speed brakes coming out. Let me get flight recorder ready, because now flight recorder is not an officially supported 24 replay tool, and it gives me VRAM issues. I've tracked it down. It's not the sim, it's this recording tool, but it's still worth it to me for ease of use. Do quick replays. Alright, we're going to start the recording. Where are we? Inside of Clyde yet? Yeah, let's start the recording now. Not yet. Not yet. There it is, y'all. That's my view right there. Look at those. This is exactly what I was looking at. I was looking at fishing spots. This is crazy good. I wish I had a GoPro or something to so you can do those side-by-side views. And you see those videos on YouTube where it's like real life versus flight sim. I wonder where that IBM field was. I think we are past it. It'd be interesting to see if it was in the... Oh my gosh, right there. Look at that. Are you kidding me? Yo. That's IBM right there. Look at that. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my goodness. All right, let's hand fly it in. Not yet. Let's descend 2000. Via Fenix minus 10 flaps 2. That was amazing. In-sim deja vu. And it is this green. Yes, it is this green, Turk. 100% it is this green. I'm with you. I thought, man, the sim's too green. Seasons are broken. No, it looks... It's exactly the same thing. There is no difference. Here, I'll even do my screen. So if you were in the Discord, I posted a picture. We had... I guess we had a replaced ND. So I had a black PFD. Had a black PFD and like a light blue ND. There we go. All right, let's hand fly it in. Recording is coming on. We'll look at the juice in the replay. Recording's on. Autopilot's disconnected. Flight directors are coming off. Bird is on. We'll set 2000 for the mist. Manage it up. Actually, not quite yet. Let's just maintain 170. One way inside. San Jose traffic. Frontier flight 357. About a 10-mile final. 30 right. Got the traffic in front of us over high lit in sight. If California wasn't that green, they wouldn't have wildfires. No. If California did controlled bush burns, they wouldn't have wildfires, man. The fact that they don't allow you to thin the brush and the underbrush, anybody in their right mind knows that that's a big hazard. And they don't allow that in California. And when it catches fire, it burns, man. It burns. They don't, because they don't allow controlled burns either. I mean, we do brush burning in Texas even. Controlled burns. You got to, man. You got to. All right, close enough. All right, I'm going to stop looking at the juice. We're going to fly the approach. Recording is on. Cams are coming on. This is a new profile. I want to see how this profile feels. We're flaps 2 already. Yeah, let's go gear down. Flaps 3. Speed checks, flaps 3.
Flight attendants, please prepare for that.
Flaps full landing checklist. Golly, this sim is incredible. Well, yeah, we're landing 30 right. Check the NOTAMs, A-Rot. Alright. Landing checklist, cabin crew advised, auto thrust speed. Auto brakes are off. ECAM memo, a landing all green. A landing checklist complete. This is exactly what it looks like. We got a wind shear caution in about 300 feet, right about 1,000 feet here over the buildings. It was one of my very rare continue because the severity wasn't really there.
1,000.
I'm normally a kind of guy, you get a wind shear caution, I just punch out anyway, but the winds were so gusty.
Energy traffic goes. Reach wings, 464, we're clear of 30.
And we continued. We ended up not getting an actual wind shear. Gosh, that's exactly what it looks like going right over downtown. Right here. Look at that. Oh, my buildings are so blurry. Although there's trees growing out of that one.
Minimum.
Landing. I'm going to leave the auto thrust on here. I want to see how she does.
400.
This is my first landing attempt with this profile team, so don't blame me. Blame Team Vodka. Wish I had my Orbex San Jose installed. Where you at?
10, 5.
Fly the nose down. Look at that, that's pretty good. Could have been better. I was running out of float zone, so I just dropped it. Because it's Boris Audio Works, we're going to do this in the replay here. We'll keep our lights on because I don't want to flip all the switches. We'll come down here, park next to the spiritual wangs. Felt the float through the thrust. Did we float that far? I didn't think we floated. I think I just flared a little early and then they just kind of set her down. We'll see. Replay will be determining factor. I know it wasn't a butter because I know I was like, yeah, we gotta set it down, so we just let her sit. Blind all the ground crew. I didn't think there was a float. I thought I was gonna smash it too. I don't know what anyone's talking about. We'll look at the replay. We can always do some mulligan tries. Ooh, too far. Brake set. Let's go to replay mode. Nice flying with your spiritual wangs.
As always, bring to your flight.
All right, we're out of here. Let's take a look at the replay. Let's see what all you haters got to say. Where's Turk at? What are you drinking there? I heard hiccups. All right, replay is on. Oh my gosh, so much juice. Brakes are coming off. I'm want to see if I can get my auto thrust back on. I don't remember if it works or not. Auto thrust back on. It seems like it's trying to come back up and do its auto thrusting things. I'm going to get the flap set. Let's run it forward. Meow. Let's resume replay. We're going to pause sail. Not yet. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh no. Was my replay corrupted? I don't know if I can fast forward replay. Okay, there we go. We got it. I'm going to leave it from here because I'm scared. I don't know what that was all about. Remember, my replay tool is not officially supported tool of 2024, so use at your own risk. I say my replay tool, the replay tool I use. Out of VRAM? No, it wasn't like, it just stopped. Like it just, after I hit pause, it wouldn't let me unpause it. It was like grayed out. I think it's an AMD issue. So to find out the new development, this is A-Rod. This is the latest dev version right here. This is the latest dev version right here. I want to see, is my auto thrust still working? Yeah, we were 130 knots, 18 knot tailwind, ground speed. Oh, we're not 11, probably like 110. I kind of want to wind the wind back just a tad, but that might mess with the replay too. Went back about 5 minutes or so, right about there. I'm going to try to get the 5090. I'm going to go for it. Is there a way to fly live weather or not live time? Kevin, to my knowledge, I think it's still linked up. So if you go off of live time, I think it runs historical weather only. John, I'm glad you liked it, man. Alright, so let's see here. I want to do another attempt just because we have a new profile that we're testing. So we're riding it down. Winds are pretty much down the pipe. They're a little bit gusty, but they're pretty much right down the pipe. Brought it back. See, a little bit early on the flare. I think I brought it to idle. There we go. There's no float in that. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's see. Let's go back. I mean, I actually could have flared more. So what happens is I just started flaring too early. I don't know why. I just kind of, I arrested the descent, and then I was like, ah, dang it, too early. So I just let her set down. I mean, that's the second stripe. That's nowhere near floating. It just wasn't a very good flare. I just kind of like, I kind of hibachied it. Let me try to do our hack mode. Let me see if I can take control here. All right, I have control. I don't know how it handles. Ooh,
Pull up.
nope.
Pull up.
Nope. We're
Pull
gonna
up.
impact really hard. I got no juice.
Retard.
No juice. No juice.
Retard.
I need to hold on.
Retard. 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 Retard.
I'm gonna take control earlier on. Let's try it from here. So let's go here, and I'm gonna go stop replay. All right, I have control. I have the thrust levers. Let's try this again. What was our VAP? Like 125? Let's do one more mulligan, just to see, because this is the new profile. I didn't feel any float at all. I just flared too early. I think my view is, maybe I'm sitting too high. I don't know. What excuse can I use? Yeah, my view's too high. Oh, what I want to try is retard where I would in real life. Well, I retarded where I would in real life. What are you saying I didn't retard at the right spot? Sometimes you got plenty of energy, man. You don't always retard at 20 feet. I might be sitting too low. Oh, I'm too busy looking at the chat. Let's get on the pappies here. Sync rate check. Be stable by 500 like the old days. Sync rate check. Flex control not arm. Let's arm that.
400.
All right.
400.
500 feet. There we go. We're stable-ish. So here, let's get some speed back in. A little bit of power. slow. Yeah, it's kind of gusty, actually. You know what? It's right down the pipe, but it's kind of it's deceiving.
$50, $40, $30, $20, $10, $5.
I don't see that. That doesn't float at all. What are you guys? You guys are crazy. I need more flare. I need to try that again. I'm going to try that again. Let's try one more. Let's run it forward.
1,000.
Actually, hold on. I want to save this one. I guess I can't. Let me stop. All right, I have control again. I don't see any float in this at all. I'm actually seeing. I actually think it might be a little bit too much on the other side. Like I need a lot of aft stick here. Let's try it one more time. I want to save this one real quick, guys. I'm going to pause this so I can. You haven't saved the question. You want to proceed? No, I want to save this. How do I? It won't let me save it. It won't let me save the other recording. It used to let me save it. Oh, because it's blocked. Sorry, guys. SJC. Fly-by-wire. First landing. I'm saving our old replay, and I'm going to record this one. All right, so we're recording a new one now. All right, we're live.
400.
I'm going to raise my seat. Raise my seat? You say? Right about there. There we go. No, I can't see the bottom of the. We're fine.
400.
That looks about right. Or a little bit faster, correcting. $50, $40, $30, $20, $10, $5. I mean, that felt pretty dang good. It's almost like it's I almost feel like it's pulling that nose down too hard, which I think is what we determined a while ago in 2020. Like, I know it's trying to reset that that flare mode activates. So this was our latest and greatest. Yeah, it will always sound like a slammer, I think, but the rattling sound is really good. I really like the rattling sound. So I was in manual thrust, so you won't hear the engines changing on this one. So I'll just hold it out. I've started bringing the power back nice and slow. See how it wants to pull the nose down? It's opposite of float. That actually looked pretty dang good. See, there's me catching the nose. Look at that. See? I don't know. That's actually pretty dang good. If anything, if any fly-by-wire guy is watching, I think whatever they're using to bring the nose down, it's just a hair on the aggressive side, but there is zero float. And you can see that here, because watch, I relax the back pressure and you'll watch the nose come down rapidly. That doesn't happen. You see how the nose came down right there? That wouldn't happen in the real airplane. It's not that fast, but it's like I said, it's pretty good. I mean, there's no float. There's opposite of float. One more for funsies. Hopefully I got it in time here. I got to speed it up. Arm the spoilers. One more for funsies.
400.
I want to try to.
400.
I want to show y'all. I want to see if I can demonstrate this here. So when we're in flare, I'm going to just kind of relax, and you'll see how quick the nose comes down, and I'll show you where that's a little bit inaccurate. plenty of speed here.
50, 40, 30,
Rest the descent.
20.
Now watch. You see? See right there. See how it wants to drop? I don't know. It's pretty good. We're splitting hairs. I mean, I think the Fenix is better. I still think the Fenix is better, no doubt. But this is good. I mean, it's good. I have control one more time. I want to see if I can get a real greaser. Let's go for a real greaser now. Yeah, it's like it just drops a little too fast. So whatever they're using to run, I don't know if they're running the trim down to simulate, because that's what the real airplane does. In flare mode, it is translating the pitch attitude from 30 feet, whatever it was, it's translating it down, 6 degrees per second or something like that, to give you that natural instinct to pull back and flare. That's what flare mode is all about. Now, I just think whatever value they're using is just a little bit too pronounced because I feel like I'm really overcoming that nose down, and that's not what you get in the real airplane. It's a little bit gentler than that. So let's see. I'm gonna try my best to just like roll this one
50,
on here.
40.
We'll leave the power in a little
30,
bit, lay it long here.
20. Retard.
Yeah, see how much aft stick I'm pulling? It's good. It's good and it's fun and I enjoy it, but it's just a little too aggressive on that nosing down situation. But I love it. Beautiful. Try the Fenix the same and compare. I can't, man. It's 4:43. I got to get out of here. The snow's going to start. So we're going to throw y'all on the long replay, the first one I did, because you're going to see all the juice. Yeah, I don't want to save that recording. Let's do the long one. What was it? SJC. What did I save it as? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, it's the plane's flare logic, Team Vodka. But your profile, Team Vodka, I really enjoy, man. The only thing I would say, let me play with it real quick before we sign off, Team Vodka. In the telemetry, I'm going to show you guys. We'll do this live here. Can you guys see Moza? Yeah. So what I'm going to adjust, Team Vodka, we're at 51 spring. Let's set the brakes so we don't roll off into the dirt. I'm going to try 40. 51. I'm trying to get a feeling here. It makes you guys think it's not a lot, but 49, 51, there's a... What about 50? Go 50 on the spring and call it final, Team Vodka. Go 50 on the spring and call it final. That feels good. For new fly-by-wire logic, perfect. 50 on the spring, call it a final. And we'll pin this as soon as Team Vodka gets this all set up, we'll put it in the Discord and pin it so you can check this latest and greatest profile out. Get the install instructions going. Beautiful. All right, replay, full replay is coming up. Oh, hold on, pause. We were at flaps 2. We need max G's, park brake off, spoilers armed, gear come back up, cams go away, sail come online, and we're going to enjoy the approach and land. I'm going to wind the sim time back to when we landed. What did we wanted to land? My real world landing, touchdown at 2-0, or actually we blocked in at 2-0, so let's call it a 1-5 approach. There she is. All right, Kelly Simmer, please be safe out there. Let us know in the Discord how things are faring out, and keep us updated. We'll be praying for you. All y'all in the chat, thank you for tuning in and hanging out with us. Hanging out with me, rather. I say us like there's multiple people there. Ooh, I got to turn my auto thrust on, so you guys can hear the engines. This was a great stream. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did too. I will be back, like I said, after the snowstorm. We might throw a stream out there. Super Wildcard weekend, probably not. Maybe Friday, depending on what the snow is doing. Maybe sometime there when there's not a football game over the weekend, and then all of next week. We're going 2 days. Barry Seal Aviation's coming back. We'll fly 2 Bliners in the midday, and we'll fly GA in the evenings. So I look forward to that. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. Hook 'em horns, baby. Let's go Fighting Irish. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'm V1. See ya!
1,000. 1,000.
Marriott